going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pop Culture Corner. My name's Ty. 2 times in one day, you get the Ty. Today, look at, see what I did there? Make sure to like this video, share the show on social media if you want. I mean, this is a touchy one, so maybe you don't have to share it. I don't know. And then subscribe and help support the channel. You can send a super chat, become a member, buy some merch, whatever. Send a super thanks, whatever you want to do. It all goes back into the production, and hopefully we keep getting better for you, the audience, because you're all that matters. With that being said, you, the audience, or us, the audience, we create these fandoms, right? There's these groups of people that come together with a common theme, right? Something that they love, something that they are very passionate about, something that they, just that they really like to talk about, and they find like-minded people to do that with. Now, the toxic side of fandom, which often comes out, when the fandom grows very large, right? People jump on. You get these people like Ryan Kinel, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock, right? You just get these types that you just can't even really wrap your head around how they actually maintain their existence on public channels and like podcasting and online. How does online society let these people continue to thrive with what they say and what they're overtly racist and they're bigots, and it's just, and they label everything SJW and woke, and they say everything else is ruining the fandom, but in reality, it's their toxic mentality and their toxic words, and honestly, their toxic audience that are seeding the blouse of destruction in certain places. So tonight, I'm going to be joined by the unbiased movie nerd. We're going to take a look into some of the things that Ryan Kinel has said before, including the latest, which is, this has got to be the clearest indicator. Like, for anyone who didn't know or didn't believe it, this one slaps you in the face. It's bad. It's bad.
Like, how could you not know? I mean, just look at the pattern of all the shit that, he said in the past, man.
In your opinion, how do you think they get away with it? Like, because they virtually get away with it with being very racist and like very, very just degrading to women, blacks, African American. Like, this latest thing is not the first time it's happened.
No, it's not, and I don't think it'll be the last, because whatever they have working for them, like they have.
I can't get 46,000.
If me and you did this shit, we wouldn't have a platform anymore. We wouldn't have an audience. But when they fucking do it, somehow it's okay, and they're completely absolved of it. So
it's
honestly,
not even
dude,
that they're absolved. It's that no one acknowledges it to be a wrongdoing.
Stop. I got my dog in here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no. I understood the reference. When if I say something, like for instance, I've poked the hornet's nest with the Snyderverse, and honestly, I've regretted it. Right? Because you just get fucked with just people coming at you all day. That's Ryan Kinel's life. People are just like from the other side are just coming at him saying like, this is what you are, it's all the proof is there. Like, look, I can show you it. Him, Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic is another one that is very, very bad.
All of their channels are they're just giant compilations of evidence against them, but they also all look the same. I know they all do, but they'll sit there and deny it and say, oh, that's not who we are. Oh, we stand completely against that. But it's so in your face when they do it. Like, how are you going to sit there and tell me that you're not this thing when you clearly are, and you have all this evidence pointing towards it?
Yep. Man, I can't say enough. Like, and the George Floyd aspect of this it
makes it worse.
Dude, it makes it, because that whole thing, I mean, no matter where you stand on it, like what you believe, whatever, side you're on, Republican, Democrat, whatever, it doesn't matter.
No,
it shouldn't matter. This was an abuse of power right? An abuse of power from a police officer who has had a very troubled, career to date already. And then, of course, George Floyd had his own past. And, I know people, right? I've been in and out of programs, detoxes, you fucking name it. I've been there, right? I've been with the worst of the worst when it comes to drug addicts, criminals, whatever, you name it.
Oh,
not one of them, no matter what they've done in the past, deserves to be killed that way.
Not that way, and not that unjustly either.
So, I mean, the courts obviously recognize this fact, right? This is no longer a he said, she said. This is a fucking quick, case closed, motherfucker, right?
Right.
And yet we still have people that act like this about it. And this really united a movement of the Black Lives Matter thing. And I get that organization has its own flaws and its own wrongdoings. But the meaning of it, the original meaning of it, like that everybody, because Black Lives Matter, I don't think just started as like Black lives, but really I think what it was all lives, right? And I say that I know that the All Lives Matter was like combatant to it, but I'm speaking fundamentally. I think they were talking about it's not just white males that deserve power and freedom. It's everybody, right? And of course, they use their own spin on it, and that's the way anyone would do it. But we'll take a look at the video. I hate to even bring it up and give it a platform, but it is unlisted, so you cannot go and find it. You have to be given the link to it or have the link to it now. So
okay, because I tried to go find it after you told me about it, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, you can only find it if you have the link to it or someone posts the link to it. Actually, maybe I'll post the link so you guys can all report it or something. I don't know. I don't know what works, but we're gonna bring up the video again. This is not at all what I reflect in my views at all.
No. Not mine either. I'm completely against this 100%. What he did was completely uncalled for. He should, that's another fucking thing, man. Like, the lack of common sense for you to say that type of shit. Like, like, this guy is stupid. I genuinely hardly believe that he is 100% without a doubt fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And I actually brought up what Sam said. So they just march a female or Black guy on screen and have them say it's all good. This is actually 100% true.
Yeah.
They do.
That's what they do.
Anytime they get fucking zinged or called out on their bullshit, they march someone up there, a token Black guy like Travis or Trevor, whatever his name is. I forget. Actually, Jody's Corner. And Lord knows I have had my issues with Jody's Corner. Jody made a video, and actually, dude, much respect for that video because you could see the emotion in it. And, Jody, obviously, I don't agree with what Jody says either, but I felt his pain when he was talking about it, and just he couldn't wrap his head around how another Black male would allow say no, they're not racists.
Right.
Like, how could you say that?
Like, how can you look at that and not?
How much are they paying you, bro?
Right. Like, how can you look at that and turn a complete blind eye to what they just said, knowing that they're doing it? You're just choosing not to speak out about it because they're paying you, I guess, to not speak out about it.
Yeah. There's got to be some money involved or some cred, right? We have fucking 100 million subscribers, bro.
Just trying to flex on everybody like we give a shit.
Yeah. It's like, and then you make trust me, you make these videos like this, and then you get ridiculed with comments that say, oh yeah, you're attacking him because you wish you were him. It's like, no, yeah, I wish I had 100 million fucking subscribers. Yeah, shit, I do.
I don't want to be anything
I don't want to be anything like these motherfuckers, dude.
If anything, bring on the ridicule. I
would rather close down the channel than ever say that kind of shit. I would rather just not do it anymore because I don't need it. I don't need the money. I don't need the that's not what I'm here for. I have a regular job that I go to make the money.
I would never say that shit just because I'm actually a decent human being and I was raised with morals and values.
Respect for others. I never saw
Respect for
color.
others. I've never seen color either, man. Like, you know,
man.
that was another thing I talked about on the MSK show last night. Growing up, I was never raised to see color. Growing up, my parents have always taught me that people are going to be different. They're going to have different values and different morals than me, but it's not my place to judge them for what they believe or who they are.
Yeah.
That's respectful. That's respect.
That's exactly what my mom instilled in me, is like,
yeah,
no matter if it's my mom taught me to, like, when you go on a date, pull out chairs, open doors, right? Don't swear, like that classic Will Smith song, you know, easy on the swears, pull out chairs. Yeah, that whole thing, right? But then she also taught me about, because there was one time where I think she said it, she talked to me about it. And like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This is a real fucking story. I was at the carnival, a very, very young child. And I grew up in a very suburbia, white, you know, area. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Predominantly white. Billerica, Massachusetts. Look it up. Right. And we were at the carnival and I saw another person with a different skin color. And I said, Mom, why do they look like that? And that's when she shut that shit down. And she sat me down and explained to me that your skin has, you know what your skin color really is? It's a offshoot of where your ancestors and where you live in reference to the equator, right? Your skin adapts because you either need more or less, like resistance from the sun, right? The closer you are to the equator, the more protection against the sun you need. The further away from the equator, the less protection your skin needs. So, and then, you know, from there, by the way, the white people weren't even the first fucking people. No, you know who were the first people? Like who created cuneiform? They looked more like Native Americans or people from Iraq. So fuck off with white people, and I'm a white person.
At the end of the day, this is the way I view it. It doesn't matter what we look like on the outside, because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same fucking color.
That's what Ronald Reagan said it the best. In a speech to the United Nations, he said, and I quote, I often wonder, you know, I can't say I quote because I'm going to butcher this. I retract saying I quote because I already fucked it up. He said, I often wonder how small our human problems would be if we were facing a threat of alien or otherworldly nature, right? And that's the best thing I can think of. Dude, think about this. Aliens looking at, or anyone looking at an Earth, they're not going to see black, white, green, yellow. They're going to see that you're a resident of Earth. You're an Earthling, right? That's what you are. That's it. That's who we all are. We are all on this Earth together, and we need to start fucking waking up to that fact, or we're going to rip each other apart. Unless the media wants that to happen, right? The media keeps us divided.
Right.
And people like this keep us divided. Right? They keep that chaos in the air. People fucking love chaos. I know I do. But anyway, here's the video. We'll take a look. It's only a minute long, but we're gonna watch a couple other ones too. I mean, his review on the Batman was quite colorful. If you ask me as well.
I don't even know if colorful is a word I would use.
Oh, that is a very bad word used. Yeah.
How I got here.
I'm not 5'11", 6, almost 6'1".
Hey, there's
Chrissy's,
right. There's Chrissy's favorite store, the Quickie Mart, where she found Bort. There's Duff Man. This is my favorite store here. The beer. Duff. Damn it. The Duff.
So they're clearly at like Disney World Universal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this was Universal Studios.
Yeah, because
I had to look it up, but that's where they are.
I do apologize.
We apologize.
That's how bad it was.
They have a memorial to George Floyd.
Oh my gosh! George Floyd Memorial Live.
Wait, look at that. They got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd Memorial.
Dude, that's insane. Jebediah Springfield fire.
They always got a lot of tourists, you know.
Cause what's funny to me is that's obviously a statue in reference to The Simpsons that's been around for years. So where the hell they got George Floyd from?
Well, no,
I don't fucking know. Do you?
No. They're simply just looking at the stat. He has no reference to Springfield, has no reference to The Simpsons at all. If that was a statue of someone in fucking colonial times with its foot on a Native American, he would have said the same thing, right? But it's the pose of the statue that's the key, right? Because of Derek Chauvin held down George Floyd by his neck, and in the statue, he's got him by the neck. It has nothing to do with Springfield, and it just happens that they fucking ruined, The Simpsons for a second here. And it like someone said it, Jody said it about him, right? And I hate to fucking even do this, right? I really hate making this video, but like I feel like if I don't say it, then I'm part of the problem. I feel like if I don't, then I'm part of the people who just put their head down and walk away and say, you know what, that's not my responsibility.
This is a time for people like us in the commentary community, in the movie and fandom, sphere of things. We need to come together and speak out against assholes like this. We really do. Because they make every single one of us look bad. Just by association. They really do. Yeah. So if we can all come together and say, hey, we do not know these people, we do not back these people or their beliefs, we'll be okay.
Yeah. And Jody said that, like, dude, this guy has got white supremacist written across his forehead, bro.
Look at him.
Like it's big. I hate to base it off of his looks, but if I was gonna describe a Klan member to you,
well, his fucking forehead is big enough. You could write white supremacist on his forehead.
Yeah, listen, I hate basing things off looks and shit. Because I get it. That's not how you should do it. But ironically, him and Nerdrotic literally are like, I figure that if I unhooded a Klans member, honestly, this is what I'm getting. This type of person. Mm-hmm. That's who's there. Like these right wing, these really Republican, conservative content creators. They're saying that the Marvel, I get it, right? Maybe some of the Marvel stuff has been woke. Maybe they have tried to push that political agenda in because honestly, they want it to be more inclusive and they honestly wanted to make more money. How do you do that?
Maybe they have been focusing a little more on their female characters as of late. So fucking what?
Exactly. That's the point. So fucking what? Because comic books are as diverse as you could think of, right? Yeah. Nowadays they are. I get maybe not in the 40s and 50s, but comic books nowadays, they're colorful. They depict a lot of diversity. And it's not, it's not just one thing. So for us to expect that the MCU would stay predominantly white male or male predominant is an absolute, slander of the source material, right? Like at the end of the day, like look at Wonder Woman, for example. Wonder Woman is a great example of a staple of but they never talk shit about Wonder Woman.
No,
never.
She's powerful. She's strong. She's completely. You could make the argument she is superior to her male counterparts in her comic, in her movie, but you don't see people complaining about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they attack Brie Larson with the force of I've never seen before.
Now, am I gonna deny that some of the shit she has said has been a little wild? No, but people say stupid shit all the time. But it's just people take the hate for Brie Larson to a whole nother level. It doesn't need to go to.
Listen, I did not like Captain Marvel.
I didn't either.
And
I thought it was very mediocre.
Yeah, it's not even because of Brie Larson, like fully. Yes, I thought she was a little lifeless as the character.
Mm-hmm.
and she just didn't pop for me. I thought the casting could have been a little bit better for it, especially with Marvel's reputation. I think Brie Larson also brings some baggage to the floor, right? Because she is very outspoken, and maybe that's maybe that's why they did it. Someone who is really really how do you say, active in that the women's rights and respecting women more and treating them as they should be, right? That the queens that they are, right? Thank you, females. Without you, I could not exist. Right?
Without you, females, your friendly neighborhood unbiased movie nerd would not be here.
Here, but that's another thing. Is look right here. Ready? This girl in the pink top. Is she now? Is that Jeremy's like girlfriend or wife or something?
I don't know.
I don't watch the Geeks and Gamers channel, but the only reason I bring this part up is because how can a woman be with someone like him after hearing the shit that he says, or any of them?
She's probably just as bad as he is, or they are.
That's even worse to think about. It fucking makes me cringe to think that there's women out there.
It makes you angry. You're like, how in the hell do we live in a society where there's this much fucking bigotry and hatred?
They bring their mods to Universal. Jesus Christ.
What? Seriously?
Wow.
That's news to me.
I bet the relationship isn't just so subtle, maybe, if I had to guess.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just another mod, but but that's how they do it, right? They concoct these people into their narrative, right? And they give them this big, huge platform, draw them in with the bright lights and the notoriety of it, right? And you don't even know. You don't even know.
They think they're a part of something and that they're contributing to something bigger.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Dude, I've known people that have been diehard Geeks and Gamers fans, and then one day they woke up and realized who they had been actually enthralled with this whole time, right? I've seen a lot of people like that who literally are like, dude, it's like a cult. Like you get into it, right?
And you can't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you get into it. You're so enveloped into it that you don't even know what's going on around you until it's already too late. You're way too far in, right?
Yeah, and another thing,
that's the bad part.
Another thing too is we can sit here and call them out, but they'll never truly take responsibility for the stuff they say or the stuff they do. I mean, even if you were to contact them directly and go, hey, let's talk about this. Why do you feel this way? They'll either back out, deny it outright, and use these protections they've put in place to basically skewer and bend what they said to make it sound like it's not as bad as what they said.
The one time, actually, Jeremy's actually not so bad about it. Jeremy does go to people's channels. Like, he went on Enosh's channel. I think he went on Max too. I'm not sure if he did. Maybe another member of Geeks and Gamers went on Max's channel. I know that they have come out, but it's in a very controlled environment. And it's just, fire. Like, it's just one person yelling and the other person yelling. Right? Like that's how I got introduced to Poindexter Lounge, actually, was a video.
Really?
Yeah, was that video of them debating. It was honestly a great debate. And Jeremy had some valid points, but also he had more not valid points.
Yeah.
Like that, and it sucks, but Jeremy, I think if you wipe that stuff away, honestly, probably wouldn't even be that bad. He'd probably be entertaining. Right?
Probably, yeah.
But it's just his views and his view of the world that's so broken. And we inherit these things from our parents and from our families and people around us. And it's obviously no surprise that he lives in Florida.
People are not born, my parents have always told me that people are not born with hate in their hearts. That's something that's taught.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I can already kind of picture where, they'll talk about this and try to justify it or defend it. I can already see Ryan saying something along the lines of, this isn't an attack on white people.
Oh yeah,
or something like that. Because all of us going after him is an attack on his race and his people. And no.
God forbid you're okay with Jim Gordon being a black guy.
Oh my God.
God fucking forbid.
Are we about to go on a rant about his Batman review?
Yeah, by the fucking way. Jeffrey Wright murdered the role. Murdered the fucking role.
He was awesome.
He took Jim Gordon and he made him his bitch. Because I fucking loved it.
He bent Jim Gordon over his knee and slapped him, son. Dude, spanked him.
Jim, I know people have tons of criticisms about the Batman. Whatever you want to say, dude. The relationship between Jim Gordon and Batman, later Bruce Wayne and Batman, but we're a few movies away from that.
It makes that whole movie, though.
Dude. It makes that movie so much better.
It might as well be a buddy cop movie, more or less.
Yeah. But 100%.
Dude, their chemistry is so on point. Like, there was nothing about his portrayal or Pattinson's portrayal that I hated. Nothing.
No, exactly.
I loved it all.
Nothing that, and honestly, like people say, I just saw a tweet before we started the show that said the Batman, something about the Batman, how he felt bad for it because it was a good film, but it had nothing to say.
Oh, and by the way, there wasn't enough white people in it.
Yeah, and they changed Catwoman, they changed the mayor, and they changed Jim Gordon to a black person. God forbid, because the way he does his Batman review is from the car. It's clearly like right after the movie, and he's talking about it, and he's like, "Well, the 3 best white cast members," and he lists them, and then he talks about the best black characters. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Nessie in G.
What?
Good cop, bad cop. No, he said good cop, bad shit. Shit.
Dude, when Pattinson gives Jim Gordon, or when Batman gives Jim Gordon the rabbit's foot, that moment, the rabbit's foot USB drive, and then Jim Gordon's like says something back. It was like a funny retort. He was like, oh, real clever. Or no, this guy's a fucking joke. Like, this guy's hilarious. That I cracked up laughing.
Or dude, even when the first crime scene they go on to after the Riddler's killed somebody, one of the cops goes, happy fucking Halloween.
No.
Man.
Oh, you're right. It was a thumb and it thumb drive.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Deisha. By the way.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I texted her this morning, asked her if she wanted to come on and interview the cosplayer with me. She didn't text me back. I don't know how you want to get a hold of it. Maybe Twitter is better. I don't know. But I had a really fun time. But it would have been cool to have you there. But
anyway.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for that catch though. Because it was a thumb drive. That's the kind of humor I like in DC films. Because like you can't do the Marvel jokes, right? You can't.
No, it's not too funny. It's not too funny or overly funny, but it's funny enough to the point where it gets a chuckle out of you just because it's so subtle in there.
Yeah. It's like the dad humor, right? Like I love a good dad joke, right? So DC always has, because like Bruce, Batman even throws some jokes around here and there, but it's like it's dry ass humor, right?
Right.
And like that's the stuff I love about when DC can incorporate into their films. I thought Shazam like blurred the line of like DC and Marvel and kind of, use strategies from both. And I like that for it, right? I really did. I like that for it.
Like when I rewatched the Snyder Cut recently, one of my favorite scenes and lines from the movie is when Bruce Wayne introduces himself to Barry Allen for the first time, and he goes, "What exactly is your superpower?" He's like, "I'm rich."
Hey, yo,
I laughed pretty hard at that.
And then for anyone who doesn't know, that they pull off. So right after he says that, the doors close from the suicide doors close. He pulls out. right there is a big AFSP sign that Zach incorporated into the movie for suicide prevention, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
it was very touching. Like if you blink, you'll miss it, but when you catch it, you're like, oh,
you're like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah. And that's that's what, like, the part of fandom that I love, that I really do love. Say what you will about the Snyderverse, the Snyder fans, the Snyder fandom, but they're fucking passionate as hell.
Oh yeah, I can't name I think other than the Star Wars fan base, they're probably the most passionate fucking fans out there, man.
Yeah, I would have to say they are. And like the Marvel fans are great. Like I think Marvel has a great fan base, but they're not as active like social media wise until production, like until something's about to drop, right?
Right.
Then they become really active on social media, but they fall off like for a little bit. Like they're, aside from a few, Marvel's not trending unless something big happens.
Right.
But the Snyderverse, that shit's trending almost daily at this point.
Welcome, yeah, every time I open up.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
By
no,
the way,
good.
Hi. you know, I'm kind of curious. What's your take on this whole Ryan situation?
Yeah, because you're not only a female, but you're not
I'm
white.
Not? I mean, I am. I'm partially white. I'm French Puerto Rican.
Right, but you're not you're not like me, like Irish white, right?
You know what though? I'm
at that point where when I go out, my mom worries more about my sisters because they look more like my dad, who is Puerto Rican, and she worries less about me because I look more like her, who is French. And I'm like, I honestly have never worried because I grew up in New Hampshire, and you're not really in danger in New Hampshire because everyone's pretty fucking neutral. And then I moved down here, and my neighbor was talking to me one day, and she doesn't know my last name.
Oh, great.
And she just saw me with my mom. So she just, assumed I was white. And she goes, there was a bunch of Puerto Ricans that used to live in this house before you. There was like 10 of them. And I'm just like staring at her. And my mom looks at her and she goes, we're going inside now. And me and her just turned around and walked off. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, I have never once heard anybody say anything like that. I think in New Hampshire, I've only had one racist person say anything to me. And it was the first time I ever experienced racism because I'm like, what? Like, I did not even understand what the fuck was happening.
I grew up in a very integrated neighborhood. You know, there's a lot of rich people that live down here where I'm at, and there's also a lot of poor people. But you got, a good demographic of white, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, a lot of kids, of just different ethnicities down here. And we all went to the same school. You'd be surprised how many fucking assholes, I'd run into down here, whether they're radical white, radical black, it doesn't matter. You're going to have assholes from both sides of the fence just because they have this very bent, twisted ideology about, what their race is supposed to be. And I'm just looking at them like, we're all fucking human. Like, why do you think this way? That's why I said, this is not something you're born with. This is something you're taught.
Developed over time.
Yeah. And like with this dude, what's his name? Ryan? Okay.
Ryan Kinel.
I didn't know anything about him until I read the description for this stream. Then, of course, I popped over to Twitter to see what it's about. And what?
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Like, there's a...
It's so crazy.
Honestly, I didn't.
So it seems like it's a joke, but it's like nobody... It seems like it's when you watch, like, fucking Gossip Girl or Riverdale, and they have like this whole thing of people just saying super untasteful things, and you're like, this is a TV show, nobody would actually act like that.
Yeah,
and then you just see someone nonchalantly throw it up on their social media of them being like, I'm not even gonna say it, but saying what they fucking said, and it's like,
want to hear
what
the worst
part of that made you feel good? Like, what part of that made you laugh? Like, what?
Hold on. Want to know the worst part? That was a live stream. He probably pulled in $500 that day.
Oh my God.
I don't get
and in the comments, people are like, I'm still laughing at that George Floyd comment. Yeah, that's I'm like going through the comments. I'm like, this is a fucking pure nightmare.
If you laugh at something like that, you are part of the reason why the world is so fucked up right now. Not even just fandom wise, just the world in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
There's nothing that
justifies that.
Like, I have a hard time with it because I get it, right? I will never experience it.
No.
But I can only do my best to understand and hopefully be an advocate for what we should be, or what us as white people, I don't know, what do you call us at this point? Caucasians.
I would say, be a catalyst for what us as a society needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me, like, you guys, I would like to hear your thoughts on just how you think maybe how could we stop this behavior? Like, I know it's a huge daunting task, and it's really, really something that's super, it's got so much to it, and there's just too much of it that's still embedded in society. And, it's going to take years and years and years and a lot of people to die off with their mentalities to get to that point. But is there a way that should YouTube wipe Geeks and Gamers, all these channels, should they fucking deplatform them?
I don't know if you can.
These are the same guys, by the way, that these are the same guys who brought fucking Alex Jones on their show, and they all sucked his dick the entire time.
I forgot about that.
They were literally like, "You are a god." They were like bowing to this guy.
You're fighting the good fight. Keep it up. It's just
I was like, these people are
Alex Jones. Alex Jones is just a whole nother rabbit hole we don't need to go down.
Yeah, but just and then Gina Carano, they think that she's a hero. When they started off, when Mandalorian first debuted that character, and it was a smashing success among general audiences, they attacked it.
Mm-hmm.
But once she got canceled,
they attacked her for being a strong female character.
Yeah, they originally attacked her for being a strong female character, and they used it to spin that whole Star Wars is being ruined by Disney, whatever. That was their narrative.
Propaganda. Yeah.
And then as soon as she got canceled and they figured out that she had the same beliefs that they did. Oh God, she's fucking she's our ace in the hole. They take pictures with her. They're like, this is our queen, Gina Carano. Oh, it's so bad, man.
The hypocrisy.
What the fuck are we living in? Where are we on? What planet are we on?
Just the two-faced,
no way.
Hypocrisy. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did file for bankruptcy.
Because he got hit with lawsuits from the Sandy Hook shit. And
because he was calling a bunch of people crisis actors, pretty much.
Yeah,
he said every fucking thing.
Yeah,
even the Las Vegas thing. It's like,
yeah, he said that.
Where does he think this fucking warehouse is where they're training all these goddamn crisis actors?
He said that the whole thing was orchestrated by the government, and it's just a setup for the government to take away our guns, which is so fucking blatantly stupid.
I feel like our government would love us to have guns. They love it because it creates more crime and it creates more money and it puts more money into our military because we need more of guns.
You want to hear a really sad truth?
What?
For the same reason they'll never find a cure to cancer, they will never ever stop crime, or they'll never attack it in a way that would destroy it because
it's profitable.
It's profitable.
Yeah, it's profitable. It makes money.
Yep.
And a certain amount of fear keeps people in line.
Yeah, the fear of going to jail, the fear of repercussion from the police, right? The fear of sinning and being, then we get into the religious aspects of it. I don't really subscribe to a religion or anything like that, but I think the fundamental beliefs, like don't kill, treat people the way you want to be treated. All those things that religion, really they catapult, and that's how they think you should live. Those are very good ways to live. You will live a happy, prospering life like that. So I will never knock that. Do I believe in their their ideology? No. But
No.
I respect them. The only people I don't respect is Scientology. That is not a religion.
You know, I'm very Christian in my faith, but I can accept the fact that not everybody around me is that way. You know, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. You're allowed to accept the things that you want to accept. If you don't want to believe in the man in the clouds, that's a-okay with me. It's not for everybody. So I'm not going to force, you know, my beliefs and my belief system onto you, because that's not right. At the end of the day, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Guys, I want to take a look at Ryan Kinel's Batman thing.
Yeah.
So
before we do, just to answer your
please
question.
keep talking, because I need
Okay.
to find it still.
All right. Just to kind of answer your question about whether or not, you know, there's anything we can do to stop this, I'm going to say no. I mean, we can speak out about it all live long day and call it out for being wrong, but at the end of the day, I don't think it'll stop. Even if YouTube was to decimate and destroy and deplatform every single one of these guys, there's always going to be someone that's going to replace them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus, you can never truly destroy and get rid of the ignorance and hate that exists in people's hearts. You can't.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people like that around, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You think that? So you don't think that you will ever be able to eliminate this?
You can control it.
I think that I honestly do. Yeah, of course, man. I think that when we achieve, and I know what I'm about to say is like really fucking out there, but when evolution brings us to the point of a higher consciousness, right? Because humans are going to keep evolving, right? We need to, in order to adapt, right? So we're going to keep evolving. At one point, we're going to get, you know, I mean, I'm talking, you know, a million years from now, right? What's the human race going to look like? I guarantee that race has nothing to do with it anymore, right? If we don't fucking blow the planet up in a nuclear holocaust by then, chances are the human, you know, especially with the AI, all the stuff that's, you know, being, you know, I don't want to talk about this, but I think that humans are going to achieve a higher level of consciousness at one point.
All the stuff turning the frogs gay and
yeah, but no, but once we achieve that higher level of being, right, all of these problems will go away, right? Because advanced civilizations, this is not a they don't do like this is not the way you think an advanced civilization would act. Not one with the capabilities that we have. And we're very much in our infancy still, right? How the fuck are we still having these problems? Like, wasn't this handled with like Martin Luther King? Wasn't it handled with the Female Rights Act? Right?
No,
wasn't
it was just quieted down.
Right, but it should have been. That's the point.
Like I said, you can never fully eliminate the hatred that people have. You can't.
And I think the Republican Party has a big part to play in it. I really do. I'll
back you up on that. And that's coming from someone who's been primarily Republican his whole life.
You too. I voted Republican up until the last 2 elections.
Me too.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm 30. I voted in how many elections is that? So 18. I don't want to figure it out. But yeah, I voted a lot.
Too much
mostly,
math.
Yeah. Most of it has been Republican. But I am I'd be what you called a more of a centralist.
Me too.
But you can't register as that. You can register independent, but at that point, your vote really isn't going to do anything. Like you technically need to vote either Republican or Democrat. But
I voted third party in the last election.
Sadly, it's not going to help.
I know, but
because it won't go towards the caucus.
I know.
No, not the caucus. It won't go towards the electoral college because a Republican or Democrat's going to win the state. That's it.
Well,
right?
I think the only reason I did it was because I just couldn't bring myself to vote for the other two guys, if you know what I mean.
Chance, stop.
So I found the review. We're gonna watch it.
Okay.
Again, anyone who's maybe sensitive to this kind of stuff, I don't know if it's for you. Maybe step away for a minute. Again, I want to keep everyone safe from things that they don't want to hear. But I definitely am gonna play it. I think it's absolutely terrible. Let me just get Unfiltered in here as well, or Phil.
Yeah, because he said a lot of shit in this review that it's very sensitive. I'm not gonna lie to some people. Oh yeah.
Well, no, continue. I didn't hear that.
I was gonna say just some of the stuff he says in this review. Oh yeah, it's sensitive as shit. If it'll definitely get under people's skin if you're that right kind of person.
Yeah. And earlier, Disha, I said that I told a story. I don't know if you were listening at that time, but I told a story about how when I was younger, like a really young child, I went to a carnival. I grew up in Billerica, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was here.
Suburbia, right? And that's where we grew up. You and I, and that area, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, right, where. That isn't, it's not really a thing here. Like racism, I hate to say it, like it's not here. It's definitely here. But
yeah, I would say we had racism in New Hampshire, but we didn't have other races in New Hampshire. It was really where I lived. We had, actually, my school was real tiny, real fucking tiny. My graduating class was, I think, 87 people.
Hey, shitting me?
We had
What's
one
up,
black
dude?
girl in our whole school, which was
Hanging
weird
in
because
there.
me and her were best friends, and her name was my name is Disha, and her name was Denisha.
Oh,
They had to switch us out of
that was
classes.
so bad.
Our school got even fucking worse with this, which actually I'm kind of realizing right now that this may have been racism. We were used to be in the same class. They switched us out because they said we look too much alike and
Holy
our names were
shit.
too much alike.
That's
I'm
super
a
Really?
very light-skinned Puerto Rican. She is a dark-skinned black girl.
Okay then.
And I'm like,
Wow.
you're telling me we look alike?
It's like, bitch, we don't look a damn thing alike
And-
each other.
Yeah, and that was in 7th grade that happened. And then after that, that's how we became friends, is because our names were so close alike, and then they switched us. And then after, we just stayed friends. But now I'm realizing, I'm like, I don't think they should have been treating us like that.
No, that's
Oh,
not
the
appropriate
term
at
is
all.
libertarian is what I am?
Yes, that would be the centrist terminology, if I'm not mistaken, unless someone wants to correct me.
No, fuck yeah, I'm like Ron Swanson. Yeah, he's a libertarian.
I'll drink to that.
Oh yeah,
I'm into
oh,
that.
Yeah. But guys, Phil, welcome, man. Super happy to have you here.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It has, man.
I think this is my first time meeting you, actually.
I think we've been on MSK's show once or twice, but I honestly don't remember. My days blend together so much.
If we have, then I might not have seen your face because I know some people come in and they don't get on camera. So forgive me if we have met and I just don't remember you.
Let me quote Skywalker from the other day. Yo, cam up, little boy.
Oh, is that
little boy?
Skywalker kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Me and Tyler had a hell of a session just roasting the shit out of him. Like he texted me earlier over Twitter and he was like, hey, so apparently a bulk of my audience really enjoyed me and you roasting Skywalker. You want to come back on?
My God. I've seen some of that dude's videos. Good Lord.
Dude, he's the epitome of bad YouTube videos. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Bad
That's the nice way of saying it, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, but he was talking to RJ. There was a moment I clipped for myself because it's me and unbiased. And Skywalker at one point says, "You came out of my nutsack, little boy." Yo, I fucking pissed my pants laughing because he's talking to RJ saying, basically, I'm your dad. And it was the most illogical thing I've like. It just that's their mentality. it's so bad.
His argument and rant was basically just the equivalent of a spoiled child losing their fucking shit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, I said he looked like a Aldi brand Kanye West. I mean, he does.
He's a Wish.com fucking Kanye.
What you got versus what you were expecting.
Yeah. We said that with the meme.
I mean, in fairness, I think Grace Randolph's like a great value Barbie doll, so you're not too far off with that distinction.
That's so bad. Speaking of idiots, there's one for you.
Oh, we're about to talk about probably the biggest idiot of all.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I saw this review, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This dude really put this shit out on YouTube for the world to see. I
didn't know this was a thing until today when I watched Shout Out Jody's Corner for the first time ever. Shout out. For the first time ever, I'm actually on Jody Corner's or Jody's side. Jody Joe. The video he made about this, because he did the same thing we're doing, but it was a more condensed, version, where he played the first video that we played and the second video that we played, linked them together, and just said, how can people defend this guy at this point? I just showed you 2 videos. That's it. 2 videos. And I could go through tons more options. Those 2, you should unsubscribe right there. That's it. You should unsubscribe. Because if anyone talked to you, if anyone spoke like that on the street, I guarantee he would never talk. Drop that motherfucker in the hood, right? Drop that motherfucker in the hood of fucking South Philadelphia, one of the craziest places I've ever been. Ever. Drop him in North Philly.
Dude,
that kid wouldn't survive.
You already know he wouldn't. Straight out of Compton.
Right, yeah.
But dude, you already know he wouldn't be saying this kind of shit in that kind of area.
No.
Never.
Dude, he would get his head literally detached from his body without like a knife. They would rip his head off because dude,
they'd be playing basketball with his fucking head, man.
I worked in South Philly, North Philly. When I was working with Verizon, I used to go around, and back when Fios wasn't popular and it was still becoming a thing, they wanted us to go out and survey communities to see if it was cost effective and worth it to put in those fiber optic lines, which at the time cost $1 million per fucking, quarter mile, right? Oof. So we would go into these neighborhoods, and they assigned me the 5'6" white kid to run around South Philly, dude, that place. I mean, talk about like if you ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the people like sitting on their porches with 40s and blunts. That is exactly South Philadelphia. And people are squatted up. It's dude, it is an environment that will scare people that like aren't used to that that area.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It is nerve-wracking because at one point I'm wearing a suit, right? I work for Verizon. I'm going to people's houses, so I'm in a suit. I turn around and I'm looking at something that all of a sudden I hear, "Little white boy, you gonna get killed out here." And I picked up my pace.
Oh, fuck.
I started walking a little faster, but no, dude, nothing but love for those communities. New York, I made so many friends in New York and
there's some genuine good. There's some genuine good people living in those communities.
Yeah, man. Some of this is another thing. Some of the people with the least to give are the most generous, right?
True that.
Yeah.
True that. So let's bring up this awful.
They're the most humble as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're gonna. How long is this video?
It says 8 minutes, I think.
So for us that means 16. So
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So I'll pause it at if you have a point you want to make, ask me to pause it. But for the most part, like I said, it is an 8-minute video. So when you're reacting to a video that's even 8 minutes, it gets long. So, Right. Let's let it run for a little time before we interject.
Okay.
Can y'all hear it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, red, white, and blue. That's fitting.
Immediately. Immediately.
I couldn't help myself.
I think you hit it right on the head. That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Tyler can't keep himself together.
And
you okay, Ty?
We brought this up earlier. So if it was a live stream of Geeks and Gamers or RK Outpost or any of them, did you notice that they all have the same template?
Mm-hmm.
With their layouts of their streams? It's all one big umbrella. So the point I'm making is what Ryan Kinel says is a direct reflection of Geeks and Gamers. So Geeks and Gamers, if you want to continue, because your brand does make money, let's face it, whatever, right? It is what it is. Like if, YouTube's not going to demonetize you, or I'll leave it to them to make that call. I can't do it, but I think they should. But your brand is profitable. You don't need, you can't afford this shit, because he is a direct reflection of you. So Jeremy, wake the fuck up. All of you should wake the fuck up, honestly. But
I'm telling you, Ty, I'm really curious to see how Jeremy and everybody else are going to defend this guy.
yeah, I'll closely monitor it. He's got a nice theater around him.
What is
Feel
going
bad
on,
for the
guys?
theater.
I just literally walked out of the theaters here. I just saw the Batman in IMAX, and listen, it was a 3-hour-long movie. I was tense basically the entire time. I'm going to walk back to the car, process my thoughts, and I'm going to give you a fresh, out of the theater review/reaction. It's going to be...
So when he says tense, like typically in my mind, like if I'm tense in a movie or on the edge of my seat, that's a good thing.
Usually.
But I feel like he's going to take that and he's going to, it's a negative thing from him. I'm not sure.
Spoiler free,
I think he was
at least for the first little while. So let me walk back, and then we're going to think about this.
All right, we have officially made it back to the car. Had about a 5-minute walk back to kind of gather my thoughts. And honestly, I still don't really know what I want to say. Here's what I do know about the Batman. I think it's a really good movie. I thought that I would like it going in, and I did. I really liked it. I don't know if the general audience is going to be super receptive to it. I've always maintained when we saw the marketed, I think 75 to 80% of people are going to love this movie. I think it had.
So April Fool's to him, because everyone I've fucking talked to loves the Batman.
Yeah, everyone I talked to, they love it. Mostly, the only thing people really say is they're like, it was really long. And I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That's what
that's
I keep
the thing.
Dude, I don't want to.
But it's like, is that your biggest criticism,
anymore.
that it's too long? Then that's great.
Dude,
I am so sick of that as a fucking ridicule to a movie. Yet they'll go home and they'll fucking watch 12 hours of Ancient Aliens. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I don't know.
Is that what
no,
you,
they'll binge fucking 10 hours of Stranger Things is what they'll do.
That's what I said.
God damn it, I didn't get a shiny Pichu.
Deisha caught me. I did watch Ancient Aliens. Fuck you.
I'm pretty sure I've watched it before too.
No, I've watched a couple episodes. Why not? Right?
I love watching weird shit.
But huge shout out to Unidentified Inside America's UFO Files Season 2. It's very hard to get a hold of unless you're like you have cable or History Channel, like some sort of plan. But Unidentified Season 2, I think everyone should check it out. The biggest story of our lifetime is being told, yet people aren't hearing it because we're more concerned with fucking mystical creatures in movies and fairy tales that and what Trump eats for dinner, #Taco Bell. We're not paying attention.
I need to get my mom on one of these streams because she loves watching The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch.
Dude,
I think I love that show.
Guess what? I wasn't allowed to say it till today. Caleb Bench from The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch will be on the show next Saturday as part of my total disclosure. And then the following week, I have been talking to one of the biggest parts, the biggest guys, a part of the USS Nimitz and USS Princeton encounter with the Tic Tac UFO. I can't say who it is yet. Next week I can, but I'm having him on the show. 25-year military veteran, credible witness, literally was the person whose job it was to identify things in the sky. And he's the one who scrambled the jets that got the video that the Pentagon released. So huge, huge get on my part. I've been talking to him nonstop for like 2 weeks about, the respect I have for him, what, he's doing, sticking his neck on the line. Because, you get laughed at. There's still a stigma. But our military personnel are literally saying that these things are in our airspace. Like we need, whether or not it's national security that we're looking into it for, we need to look into it regardless. Because if a bunch of our fucking trained military personnel are having delusions of UFOs, that's also a problem. They guard our nuclear weapons, right? So I don't know, but those are two big guests, like from the UFO, paranormal, that I'm so happy that I'm, going to be able to talk to. And I would love for everyone to check it out because, Caleb has lived on Skywalker Ranch for 3 years. He's the security guy. He's the former Marine, second in command for security there. So he lives on Skywalker Ranch for the summers. Dude, the stories that guy has to tell, they are going to be insane. And but obviously they say this is what the cast says. I mean, there's no doubt that that Bigelow, that Bigelow, who's arguably one of the richest men in the world, who has contracts with the government for Bigelow Aerospace, he bought Skywalker Ranch, owned it for 20 years, and conducted a 10 years. What's 10 years? Century?
Decade.
That's a decade.
Decade, thank you. Sorry, century is 100. So for 2 decades, Robert Bigelow had that NIDS team, the NIDS scientific team living on Skywalker Ranch from 96 to 2016. So, people in big time spots are looking into this shit. So, I mean, I think we all need to at least have a conversation about it. You don't have to believe it, but I mean,
it's more believable than the flat Earth bullshit.
Yeah,
right.
Dude. Like, can I take a survey? Do you believe that we're alone in the universe?
Fuck no, man. Universe is too damn big.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the only answer, right? That's it. If you believe in that, then you shouldn't be so crazy to think that there might, we might be being visited, and there might be a correlation between our nuclear weapons and how that, we the monkeys split the fucking atom, and now we have the power to blow this rock up.
It's funny. I roasted one of these.
I gotta stop there because we're getting way too off here.
All right.
But
we can talk about Oppenheimer later.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait for that.
No.
Holy shit.
It looks fucking bad, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think tomorrow.
Bad in a good way or a bad way?
No.
Good.
What?
Good, like the good, bad, not.
All right.
Tomorrow is the debut on Good Morning America of the Andor trailer, which I'm super excited for.
Yeah, Andor drops like the end of the month.
Yeah, so we're getting the new Andor trailer tomorrow on Good Morning America. So I'll be reacting to it as soon as I can. It's gonna be fire! I can't wait. All right, so let's fucking continue.
20 to 25 that really dislike it for a variety of reasons. It is not super consumable. I'll say that off the bat. It is not a 2-hour package, laugh, bright colors Marvel movie. It's really just not that.
When has
You've
Batman
seen
ever
so
been
many
to
movies
laugh
say,
at?
it's dark, it's grounded. Oh, it has 7 vibes, Zodiac vibes. Obviously, all of that's true. You can tell that from the trailers. Matt Reeves himself told us that's the feel he was going for. The first hour of the movie is just really fucking tense. I feel like you're tense through the entire thing. The way it was shot and the score, really good. Cinematography on this is top notch. Some great shots to make sure that in that first hour of the movie, you are intimidated as hell by Robert Pattinson's Batman. And I could listen to the Batman theme over and over and over again in my head. It did have a 3 hour.
Okay, so honestly,
I'll give him that. He's right.
The general, the general review he's giving
isn't bad.
That's the problem.
It's like he's trying to make it sound bad, but what
no,
he's saying
no,
isn't
but that's
bad.
the problem. Is these guys know what they're talking about? Like, actually, somewhat know what they're talking about when it comes to, like, you know, reviewing a film, right? They know what key point needs to be hit and what a good movie structure is like. And they could be good content creators if they took that other shit out.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'd be doing just as well. Maybe not. I don't know.
Hour runtime. It didn't really seem like that. I didn't really want to leave. I wasn't bored at all. My eyes were kind of glued to the screen the entire time. That's always a good indication that I'm very riveted and intrigued in the movie. And I definitely was in this. It keeps you guessing. There are several times where you think you have it figured out and you don't, which is also a good thing. Not necessarily subverting expectations type of thing, but this is a mystery. This is a detective with a detective Batman. That's what was promised. That's what they delivered on. And in that, I think it was really good. There were a couple things that bothered me, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, Robert Pattinson's Batman, I think he nailed it.
I think we're about to jump out of the frying pan and into the fire here. He said there are things that bother me, and I think we all kind of know what those are.
Yeah,
just from what we already know.
Yeah, I would say say we have a pretty fucking good grasp on what it might be.
Sam Williams just said it's just one of the parts at the end. He gets super racist. Oh yeah.
Oh, 110%.
Yes.
Exquisitely racist.
Yeah.
He does.
That's the part we're going for.
But
we need to give credence to the whole thing because we can't just target one aspect of it.
Right.
Context matters.
He'll swear up and down that he's not racist though.
Yeah, well, that's typically the move that that they go with. Yeah. That's usually like denial, right? That's part of their lifestyle.
All right, continue.
All right.
He did exactly what Matt Reeves was asking him to do. Again, the way they shot it, some of the scenes, he's vicious, he's intimidating, he's brutal, and he definitely is Batman. He doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne. You could tell that's the feel they were going for. They delivered on that. I am looking forward to see Robert Pattinson playing the Batman again. The other big actors in this, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I didn't know how I'd think about.
So I actually do want to retract a couple things because now I'm hearing it. He's talking about the Batman. I know where he's going. He's talking about, I liked the Batman part of it. Like so far, the parts that he's liked are the white director and the white lead. So we're about to go into, now I see where we're going with this.
Yep. Hold on to your butts.
I really didn't. I'm not a huge. I don't like race swapping at all for any reason whatsoever. It's kind of inexcusable.
Pause.
However,
fucking pause right now.
Really?
Fucking pause right now.
Really? Holy! Oh my God!
Look, I'm sick and tired of it. You dumb son of a bitch. Catwoman has been fucking couple different shades, a couple different skin colors, across a couple different comics. You dumb fuck. Oh my God. Stupid motherfucker. Yeah. Oh my God. Read Frank Miller's Year One. Read that. If you have not read it, read it. And tell me what Catwoman's skin color is in that book, you dumb son of a bitch.
Oh my
I know this isn't a popular movie, but when the actual movie Catwoman came out with Halle Berry, I actually didn't hear anyone say anything about her race when that came out. Everyone's just like, yeah, she's fucking hot. She's in leather. It's ripped up.
Well, I mean, that's Halle Berry.
And actually,
so it's like I don't get the problem. Why it's a problem now?
And actually, no one's ever targeted Catwoman the movie for her being not white. What they
it was really just because the movie wasn't that
terrible.
and the thing about Zoe Kravitz in this movie is, if you're a normal human being, unlike this jackass, you're watching the movie going, dude, she's actually really good. In fact, she's actually one of the better parts of the movie. But no, this motherfucker is so fixated on her skin color.
Yep.
I don't get it. Like
And
Zoe
like,
Kravitz plays Jaded so well, and that's so needed for Catwoman. Like I think she did great.
On
here's
the
a hot
fucking
take.
on
Yeah.
the money, Disha.
She is hands down the most comic accurate Catwoman
Oh
to
yeah.
grace the screen. And this fool's like, I don't like race swapping characters. You dumb motherfucker. Oh my god. How fucking stupid can you possibly be?
He didn't say anything about her character. He didn't say anything about her character, what he disliked about her character. The first thing out of his mouth had to do with her race.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's
yep.
like, no,
And-
talk about her performance. If you didn't like her performance, that's one thing.
That's different.
Listen, I actually, I know this is a, in no way, shape, or form do I agree with what he just said, right? However, because he says, I don't like gender swapping under any circumstance, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I think there are times that the character should not be gender swapped. I think that there are characters that shouldn't be gender swapped for any. I don't
Wait
think
a
there's
minute.
any reason to do it.
Don't you mean race swapped?
Yeah, he said race swapped, not
Yeah.
gender swapped.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Unless we're gonna get it Catman.
No. That's
There is a Catman.
no. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm saying race swap. So
Yeah.
there are times when I don't think a race swap I don't think it adds to the story. I don't think I don't think that's their goal, is to add to the
Yeah.
story. I think it's about the actor and their qualities. But there are characters out there like Bruce Wayne who should not be cast as a black or Asian or any other. Like Bruce Wayne is a white man, and there are other characters that you can use from the Batman comic books
Oh, Puerto
that
Rican Bruce
have
Wayne.
that have
Sorry.
great, beautiful, awesome storylines that you can
Mhm.
draw from, right? You shouldn't turn Clark Kent into a black male, right? Like Ta-Nehisi Coates wants. You could use Calvin Ellis. You can use there are other characters that are so the Miles Morales Peter Parker thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's there. Like you don't need to race swap in those situations because there's already great black or non. I don't know how to say this because
Dude, Stan Lee's version of Batman was black. Like he created a whole different version of the Justice League. His Batman was black. And on top of that, there's a brand new Batman who is African American. His name Jace Fox.
Yeah,
The
that's
book
what I'm
is called
saying.
I Am Batman, and it's fucking awesome.
And there was a bunch of them from the new DC run that did that, where they used descendants of Lucius Fox as the character, as the Batman character. And honestly, they were great stories. And you could pull from those, right? If you wanted to do a Batman that wasn't Bruce Wayne or white. Those stories deserve to be told just as much, if not, more. And then there are other characters like for instance, Black Panther. I'm not going to change him to a white guy.
Dude,
It makes no sense.
I've seen that edit of the White Panther, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
This
Oh,
makes no
man.
sense. At
Like,
all.
He
it's
looks like
stupid.
he looks like Tom Cruise or some shit.
Oh gosh, or like Justin Bieber with superbly blonde hair, and it's like, dude, no, this ain't it, Chief.
This is a negative Ghost Rider.
yeah.
I think she did a great job kind of embodying that character, even walking like a cat. She was very feline in her approach to it. I like the way she fit into this movie. She did not upstage
Or
Batman
maybe she
at
just
all.
walks like an
I was worried
attractive
about
woman.
that. Didn't
There's
happen.
that too.
She does save him one time. He saves her probably 4 or 5 times. And Batman is the one who is telling her that she is kind of lost the way she's lost her moral compass, not the other way around. So I think that was very, very good.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month, if
Fuck!
not more, just for WhatsApp on my phone. And I don't know if you can
Fucking
see this.
ads.
Shut up,
Right, didn't blow
bitch.
me away.
I'm
I
not-
think it was fine.
I'm not giving this guy any money. Skip
No.
those motherfucking ads. By the way,
Nope.
don't skip my ads unless they're those 3-minute ones. Then you can skip it. Watch my ads.
Little public service announcement from Tyler right
In his
there.
commissioner
Yeah.
board.
It's not a lot of money that you make off ads, but shit, watch the ads and help me out.
Yeah, it's a
And
way you can
again,
support the channel
don't
without,
fucking race
you
swap
know,
Without
here.
even
if you don't
doing
have money.
anything.
But I didn't see anything special about him. He's a great actor, but it wasn't like he was crazy good to me in this. Colin Farrell's penguin was unrecognizable. He did a great job, but the makeup and effects team did a great job making him not look like Colin Farrell in any way, shape, or form. Andy Serkis' Alfred, we needed more of it. We needed more of it. There's something that happens about halfway through the movie that's very powerful and impactful with Alfred, and I feel like we needed more of him in the first half of this movie. One of my complaints. A couple other complaints that I have, and they have to do a little bit with identity politics. And there was one line that was in this movie.
Hold on, I'll be right back. You guys keep talking. I'll be back.
What?
Come on, buddy.
Wait, but I want you to watch it.
I think he had to bring his dog out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't make a dog wait.
man. I am.
Sometimes
I'm
the dog can't wait.
They shouldn't have to either.
That
They have every right to urinate.
this is true.
That
'Cause
really
otherwise
threw
they
me
urinate
out.
on the carpet.
Yeah, and then you motherfucker got to clean it up.
Yep.
It is when Catwoman basically is saying they only care about themselves, these white privileged people.
Shit. And you know what the fucking thing is she's right.
Hasn't it always kind of been the theme in Batman, though?
She's right.
All right, I'm sorry.
Like,
What did I miss?
don't actually know Batman. I don't really care that
Well,
much
you
about
fucking-
Batman.
You didn't me?
But even
What-
I
what did
kind of
you
feel
just
like
say?
I thought that was the theme of Batman, that like the white rich people are corrupt.
Because it's true. It's absolutely true. Read any Batman comic or story. A lot of the corrupt people in Gotham City who have power. I mean, Roman Sionis, Rupert Thorne, Roland Daggett. Like, what's the commonality between all of them? They're all fat old white dudes.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean that Salvatore Maroni. I mean, you go down the list of
Carmine Falcone.
Carmine Falcone.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's been
Falcone.
this theme of like all these big Batman movies since I've been born. Like all of them has been this. Why is it now an issue?
I was out for a second. What did he just say?
Oh, we'll back it up because it was only like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Impactful with Alfred, and I feel like we needed more of him in the first half of this movie. One of my complaints. A couple other complaints that I have, and they have to do a little bit with identity politics. And there was one line that was in this movie that really threw me out of it. It is when Catwoman basically is saying they only care about themselves, these white privileged people. You didn't need to use the word white.
It's one line in the whole fucking movie. It's one fucking line, and in the confines of the story.
No, it's true.
It makes sense.
But dude, it's true in the world that we live in, and it's true in the world that they created in Matt Reeves, the Batman.
He's fucking stupid.
He's, dude.
The look on his face when he realizes that was written by a white guy. Stupid ass motherfucker.
Wasn't that like also kind of the big premises with the Joker? Heath Ledger's the Joker, and that's why he lit all that. He stole all the money and lit it on fire because all the rich white people. Like he's like, I don't actually need this, and that's like one of the biggest Batman since I've been born. Is that movie?
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
No. You're right. So partly that's what he's doing, Heath. But what Heath is saying is the money's not why I'm here, right? I'm here because of Batman, right?
Well, he's there to send a message, but he's doing it with the money because he knows how corrupt everyone is, and they're going to freak out because of the money, because they're all shitty, rich white people.
He's showing the villains, like, look, you guys are all corrupt, and all you give a shit about is money. I'm going to show Gotham what it means to be a better class of criminal.
I'm a villain. I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught it.
Yeah, well, but you look at Heath's dialogue right? If you transcripted his dialogue, right?
Mhm.
Just his dialogue, it tells, I've done it, by the way, so I can prove it. His dialogue, simply without context, just his dialogue. Everything he says in that film tells a story in its own way. It's weird, very weird, but it's one of those like hidden things that I noticed. Maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know. But his dialogue by itself tells a weird story of like, you know, obviously there's parts that don't line up, but overall, it's a story of that. It kind of relates to what you just said. That part of he's a dog chasing cars, but it's a bigger, grander scale of it. It's saying,
do I look like a guy with a plan?
Yeah, no, he's saying that the criminal in Gotham is like Phil said, you're corrupt. You're just as bad as the cops. You're just as bad as, or the cops are just as bad. Everyone in the city is motivated financially. Here, I'm gonna burn this fucking money because I don't care. I need some gasoline. I need some gunpowder and matches, and I'll show you what a fucking villain is. And then he slams the motherfucker's head into a pencil at one point, and that was just amazing.
I'm
right?
gonna make this pencil disappear.
Yeah. So like his Joker is iconic, dude. Iconic.
Ta-da! It's gone.
But I guess like the root of it is this kid. What's his name again? Ryan. Right? Yeah.
Kinel.
He's getting mad about something that has already been presented many times in this same character.
Right.
Or in this same type of movie. Like in these Batman movies, this has kind of been the rolling theme. But now it's an issue because the colored girl said something about it in the movie.
Yeah. If it was a white guy saying it, nothing.
If Bruce said it, yeah, it's like if Bruce said that, what would he have even noted it? Like
no. I promise you. You know why? You know why I know this? Because, for instance, he doesn't attack. Like there are multiple times that it's happened over the the course that I've been keeping an eye, because I don't watch him, I don't subscribe to it, but I keep an eye on those content creators for this very reason. And there's been multiple times where I've known, like I saw something in a movie that I was like, dude, they're gonna call this out, and nope, they never do. And it's because, and then it always routes back to, oh shit, it wasn't a woman who said it. You're right. Yeah, it wasn't a white guy who said it. But they love to attack like Brie Larson, right? But that, or they like to attack like Star Wars for being woke, but they never like attack Supergirl on the CW.
Dude, didn't they have like a giant meltdown over Reva's character in Obi-Wan?
Yeah,
they did.
But they never attacked. They never attacked Supergirl, and Supergirl was like Supergirl was the dude. It was so like it was woke. Like I'm sorry, but I watched Supergirl, and even I was like, this is too much wokeness, right?
Dude, the Batwoman show is another example. Oh my god.
The Batman, Batwoman had a lot of issues. Like, even behind the scenes, they had a lot of troubles.
Yeah.
I want to be more forgiving of that one because I know how much behind the scenes they had troubles, but I'm
they
like,
had a lot of issues.
I did stop watching it.
The only plus I'll give Batwoman is they had a better Batman suit for their show than Gotham had for its final moments of Gotham.
Yeah. Well,
and they didn't even have a guy in the suit.
Yeah, it was bad. And you know what? I liked Gotham until it got too crazy, like towards like the last 2 seasons.
Super villain of the week by the second season or third season, I think. But yeah, you're right. It got way too up its own ass with its lunacy.
Yep. It took a hard, and like the whole like Joker storyline, they couldn't like they thought it was interesting, but in reality it was just way too fucking confusing.
Oh yeah.
It was like 100%. I have no idea who the fucking Joker is.
I think they got by with that because the actor they chose to play him is really good. So
people watch him
because of him.
Oh, he's great.
Cameron Monaghan is the only reason the fans didn't torch that Joker, and they didn't have to like
up until the last episode.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, looking like a meth head straight out of a trailer park.
That's like, I understand you guys want to go for a realistic take on him falling into a vat of chemicals, but like, you really just had to take away the iconic green hair, like what
Yeah.
the fuck, and make him look like
Right.
a zombie puppet. That's
yeah.
so weird.
People have tried to say like, oh no, it's from this comic book storyline. I was like, hey, want to know how much that comic book storyline sold? Not many, because people didn't like it. So it's not worth bringing back. Like, you know, whatever. But
Yeah, back to the stupidity. Losing brain cells listening to this fuck. That's why I got drinks
Brain
with me.
cells just looking at him.
You know, me and Ty were talking. You could totally write white supremacist on his forehead because he's got the
Oh,
room
yeah.
for it.
Spoiler.
Oh, I saw, yeah.
Warning for spoilers. It's not a major one, but there were only a couple good people in this.
okay, we are about to get the comments. The literal, these are the comments that have been clipped out, and this is the direct correlation to his racism and bigotry.
Movie. You had Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you had Alfred. Those are the only two good white people.
Oh, what the fuck?
Ooh, it gets worse. It
gets worse.
Worse.
It gets 1,000 times worse.
But let's just roll that motherfucker back a little bit.
White people.
Ew.
A little more, Tyler.
Those are the only two good white
Good.
Oh, again.
Ah, damn it, Tyler.
movies.
I fucked up.
Warning for spoilers. It's not a major one, but there were only a couple good people in this movie. You had Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you had Alfred. Those are the only two good white people.
Dude,
Wow. Dory.
That is the
Sexist
most.
fuck.
And he goes on to talk. He goes on to like list his favorite black characters. So I'm saying that because don't think that he doesn't, you know, name a couple, but just a separation and like that's
weird.
It's that part. It's like, what are you doing?
Just the genuism in his voice. He genuinely believes what he's saying is the appropriate thing to say.
Right.
Yeah, it's unfucking believable.
Oh my god.
The rest of the three other major players that I would consider like overall like moral good people were, you know, you had Jim Gordon, who's black in this. You had Catwoman, who's not white.
Again, why does it fucking matter?
Black woman. Again, very much.
The mayor was a black woman. Now listen, she's not even race swapped or anything.
It's a brand new character.
Brand new character. Why the fuck is he mentioning her like that?
You know,
this guy's mind and words are blowing my mind.
I bet you anything, he'd probably vote for Don Mitchell Jr.
Oh my god, he would. He's going to.
He looks like it. He totally will.
Oh, for sure.
Calling it. Holy shit.
Oh man. But
much on the nose for current day Hollywood. Did not like that. Took a little bit off the score for me, to be honest. Overall, my experience with it is an 8 out of 10. I think this is 8.
So the reason this film for Ryan Kinel, the reasoning that he just gave was there were some problems with the black characters and the use of race swapping. That is what his problems are with the film. That's to break it down. He uses some good points in the beginning, right? He talks about, you know, Bruce Wayne, but what it boils down to is he really likes the white part of it, but he doesn't like the race swapping and the mostly, you know, all the other black characters.
And notice he did that typical thing that he and the rest of the Geeks and Gamers crew do when they're trying to cover up their blatant racism and bigotry by saying, oh, this is part of the woke SJW crowd. You know, they're the ones, you know, ruining this kind of media. No, you're just a fucking pathetic human being with some fucked up views on the world. It's got nothing to do with liberals or SJWs. It's you.
Yeah, just
you're the
because
problem.
you try and associate it with some form of real world politics doesn't make what you're saying any less racist. There's no fucking doubt about it, dude. oh, I don't like Jim Gordon because he's black. Get the fuck out of town, my guy. Like,
Yeah,
I think all the white people in this movie get undermined.
I would have totally sided with the Riddler. Yeah, I'm sure he would have.
Oh
Yep.
my god,
dude! I mean,
how can he seriously? How can he can't be that intelligent? I refuse to believe that man has a brain. I guarantee he's got a latch on the back of his head that if I pop open, I could look inside his head and see there's no brain. You've got to be a stupid ass motherfucker to say that kind of shit and believe the shit that you're saying. And and to sit there and not expect repercussions for what you're saying.
Right. And I mean, they are constantly attacking women. They are degrading women. They are talking down towards Marvel Studios. These are the same people that make Kathleen Kennedy, right? They make her this because, and here's the part. How many views? Oh, let's go back. RKO post. A staggering fact here, guys. 159,000 subscribers, right? Now, that is a lot.
Right.
But you know, you never always get that many views on your videos. Like you get like a certain percent of your audience is actually watches. So, but his videos are being seen by 100,000 people. You know, I'm looking at it right now, right? 100,000, 62,000, 96,000, 7.7 thousand. Well, that one must have been a flop. Here's a nerdrotic video, 155,000 views. A Kinel video, 103,000. Right? So, dude, they're reaching 103,000 people, right? And they're talking about Kathleen Kennedy. They're talking about whoever the woman or black person or you know, Asian gay lead that they cast, whatever one of the day that they're talking about or degrading, right? They're sending that message to that many people who now look at these, you know, actors or people in film or executives not as humans anymore, but as a brunt of a joke. Like they don't have families that they go home to, right? That they don't have kids that they look after. Like they don't have problems, right? Yeah, maybe they're rich, you know, they're actors, whatever. But the fact that they're treating these people as less human. And for Kathleen Kennedy and Brie Larson, their audience looks at those two people like they're literally less than human and that they're demon creatures.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
You hit it on the nose. I was literally just getting ready to say, but you were angry and ranting, so I let it go on. Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. You know, people look down on them like they have less rights than average human beings, and that's not true. I mean, yeah, you know, they make a lot more money than the average person. Yeah, they may be in the public eye more than the average person, but that doesn't make them any less human. At the end of the day, they still get up, make a cup of coffee in the morning, go to work, do their work, and then go home like the rest of us.
Yeah, and that's not even even that has just got to be like, if that's not just assumed by people at this point, like that's the shit that, you know, let's drop them off on an island in the middle of the fucking, you know, ocean, and let's just let them live out their life there, and you know, we'll get on with our lives. You know, the people that can coexist happily, right? But I mean, honestly, guys, you know, we're at probably an hour and 35. Not, you know, probably like, you know, a couple more minutes. But you know, is there any other stuff that you'd like to, you know, address as far as, you know, what you think of this kind of outrage content? I mean, these guys are pulling in. I mean, I'd have to say. I mean, Phil, what do you think on a month that they pull in?
You know, I don't really pay attention to these dipwads all that much. I mean, I see a
they're
lot
getting like $200.
Oh yeah,
it's
insane to think about, because obviously the audience they're pulling in has to kind of align with whatever their purviews are in regards to media.
And that's
It is. It's super scary. Like I can't tell you how many times a week I see some bullshit from that fucking mook Nerdrotic, and he's just talking shit about like, oh, what if Miles Morales was Spider-Man? No, dumbass, he is Spider-Man.
He is Spider-Man.
Like, how fucking dim-witted do you really have to be to put some shit out like that? And he gets fucking hits. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm talking about eating fucking chili dogs. I barely get a like or two. This motherfucker makes some dim-witted racist joke about Spider-Man, 2K likes. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, dude, it's
Gross.
unreal. Like, look at this guy. Ready?
Oh no. Yeah, we about to have a roasting laughing session. Right here.
Look at just his profile. Right? Like, just the channel. Right? I'll zoom in.
Look how in your face and just how negative that is. Like, look at it.
Right?
So this is just a couple, right? Amazon exposed.
They're
Lord of the
clickbait.
Rings of Power is fake token, right? 320,000 people saw that video.
They just look like such clickbait thumbnails and titles.
Look at this.
I know.
MCU panic. Rings of Power. Let's check this out. Look.
This video may be inappropriate
Wow.
for some users. Oh my god.
I'm surprised they even got that on there.
Right. I'm kind of glad we didn't watch that. To be
Just like
honest,
listen to him rant about it. I didn't want to pick that Friday
Here's
night
what
type
$5
shit,
a
'cause
month
that's
with
like
lemonade covers.
18 hours long.
Yeah, don't give that motherfucker any ad revenue. He don't deserve it.
Nerdrotic.com.
Yes, I'm corporate access media and the bought and paid for shills run their spin and cover for Disney Marvel, a lot of whom have never cracked open a comic book in their lives. I'll tell you exactly how we got here. And
Your beard looks like shit.
Dude, I love this spiky-haired 50-year-old fucking
It looks like
hipster.
it looks like
fucking-
it looks like recycled pubes. Like
And
he
his
glue that
microphone-
shit to his face. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And the microphone, it looks like a dick's going into his mouth. Every time I watch his videos, I'm like, come on, there's the dick in the mouth again. Like, god damn it.
That's him sucking off. That's a metaphor for him sucking off his viewers and
Look,
begging
he's
them
about to
give him
attack.
money.
He's about to attack movies like this for including people.
Way Home, and we all know why that succeeded. Back-to-back D plus bait and switch with Moon Knight. Not even Sam Raimi could save Doctor Strange mom. Now let's get to our list of characters that have been introduced.
I don't know if anyone noticed, but that was when America Chavez reveals that her parents are gay.
Yeah.
Which is only one scene in the movie and has no actual bearing on the story.
We'll start with the dudes. Sorry, ladies. Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, Druig, Fastos, Kingo, and Icarus,
Shang-Chi?
Moon Knight, and Gore.
That's how
And
you
now
pronounce
for the
it?
ladies. Madam Hydra, a new Black Widow, the Taskmaster, Zuzi Lang, Marvel's Katie, freaking Marvel's Katie, Ajax, Cersei, Makari, Sprite, Thena, America Chavez, female Thor, Monica Rambeau, Agatha
Mighty
Harkness,
Thor, you
female
ignorant
Loki,
fuck.
Flag Smasher or Freckle Jesus, Kate Bishop,
Wow!
Scarlet Scarab, and
Really?
Miss Marvel.
Wow!
Honorable mention, Captain Carter, and we might as well go out another month with She-Hulk and Titania. And that's good old Kevin Feige keeping a promise to have more female heroes and villains than male heroes and villains.
Hold up, pause.
Speaking of villains, they're either misunderstood, some kind of circumstance like guilt and consequences, according to the production and development executive Richie Palmer. But
This guy doesn't even fucking hide it.
I was gonna say
He doesn't
I-
even hide it.
I hate this shit so badly because he makes it fucking sound like there has never been a female character in a
By the
comic
way,
book.
but I just want to know. I just want everyone to know this. He is missing a bunch of male characters that have been introduced.
Oh yeah,
And I can name a few right off the top of my head. But just know that he paints his narrative. But look at Nerdrotic's videos. What they are they're edited together well, and it's very quick, right? Like he edits out all of his and all that, which I think people should do, anyway. But the way it's edited and the way he uses these clips, like these very short out of context clips, and he hits them with you. The editing is really, really what makes this guy dangerous, because he sounds kind of like he knows what he's talking about. The editing of his videos is really well. And then unfortunately the content of it,
you can sound like an intellectual all you want. It doesn't change the fact that you're an arrogant jackass.
But but people are, that come across him every once in a while, like, they see the video and they're like, oh, that guy was entertaining, and then they keep checking him out.
I don't know how.
Like I said, because his videos are well made, right? They're up there with kind of like new Rockstar videos, not to that degree, but the editing of them, not the content, right? But the editing, right? They're very quick, flashy, structured videos.
Oh my God.
You know who the real villain is, as best represented by the British Russian.
Oh, no! I hit refresh.
Oh. Oh no.
Fuck!
I don't think Kevin Feige said he was adding more females than the males. I think he was saying he's trying to add more females to equal out the males.
Yeah.
Because there's been how many years of Marvel males on our MCU? When did this start? 2008? So it's
2008. That's correct. Yeah.
So we've had 14 years where
of all males,
predominantly white males have been our heroes. So it's like he's just trying to catch up and even it out. So it does seem like he's adding a bunch right now, but it's like he's trying to even it out. Like he's just trying to get us up to the same number. I'm sure when we have more diversity, we'll start seeing newer white heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we're never gonna see a white hero ever again.
All right, we were right about here.
Yeah, and that's good old Kevin Feige keeping a promise to have more female heroes and villains than male heroes and villains. Speaking of villains, they're either misunderstood, some kind of circumstance like guilt and consequences, according to the production and development executive Richie Palmer. But we know who the real villain is, as best represented by the British Russian guy in Black Widow, the patriarchy, and all the previously established male Marvel characters. A lot of those female heroes are just gender swapped or derivative, and a good portion of the male and female heroes aren't interesting at all.
So I want to ask you guys, does this sound like any content that we've watched today?
No.
Just in a longer form? Or better well told form? He's hitting all the same beats that Ryan Kinel is.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But all the buzzwords that these guys use, they're all the same. They're all the same, and they're targeting those, right? Woke, SJW, identity politics, right? Woke MCU, that they hit all these buzzwords all the time. Like in the narratives that they're spinning, they're all the same. They all agreed upon this narrative, and that's what their videos consist of. So they've built this like echo chamber of this giant community that, dude, I'm so like Zack Snyder when he made that terrible decision to do that fucking fundraiser with them, and then he found out after the fact who they really were, and he was like, fuck. And he basically called them out on his own shit, on their own shit. So like he was like, I'm not
about it.
Yeah, and they cried. They made it. They were the victim.
But after 18 months of character assassination, identity politics, virtue signaling, and casting writers and directors over hiring them, leading to, without question, some of the worst writing I've seen in television in the past decade.
The only power I have is that I believe we can do better. You've got to do better, Senator.
You know how mad they are at this, by the way?
Oh, I know. They are salty as shit about that.
This scene, dude, fucking right, Anthony Mackie. I'm so glad this scene was in there. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit, it
was probably a bit overplayed.
But this was a Captain America speech. Because, Steve Rogers gives these speeches all the fucking time. And just because a black Captain America did it and in front of us some white guys, right?
Right.
Fucking, I hate them so much.
I know.
You've got to step up.
Of course, you're going to get diminishing returns. On top of all of that, Is there superhero fatigue? No. It's bad storytelling fatigue. Now, keep in mind, during Paramount's Phase 1, heroes like Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man were not household names. They weren't even A-list comic book characters. So this brings us to the source material. You remember, comic books for which these films are based on, or used to be. I was told by a Marvel executive at a retailer summit when I used to own a comic shop that the comic books would essentially become the proving ground for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's exactly what happened. There have been a lot of us on YouTube for many years now who have been warning that this was going to happen.
Is he playing that?
This fucking idiot used to own a comic book store?
Wait,
that's scary.
Yeah,
wait a second. Wait a second. Why was he playing that music right there?
I have no fucking clue.
I own that.
Oh, really?
Dude, go back to my first intro.
Huh. Interesting.
Or based on, or used to be. I was told by
You hear
a
it?
Marvel executive at a retailer.
Okay. Want to hear my old school intro?
Yeah, do it.
I have it.
Do it.
I hope it's the same. Oh my god, I hope it's the same. I can't tell if it's the same song.
Well, play this one again.
So this brings us to the source material. You remember, comic books for which these films are
Yeah,
based on, or
it
used
is.
to be. I was
That's the
told
same
by a
fucking
Marvel
thing.
executive at a retailer summit when I used to own a comic shop that the comic books would essentially become the proving ground for the Marvel.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Nope, I don't think he is.
Oh,
I don't think he's kidding. I
shit.
mean,
No, but that's my music.
yeah, sure as hell sounds like it.
How did someone get that? I bought, no, maybe because I bought it as a licensing thing. So maybe,
Oh. Okay.
no, now that I think about it, because the other license I had was for Jax, and Jax was composed for us. So maybe it's the same licensing. Okay, maybe I took that way too far.
Okay.
But
Additionally, we had creatives.
I have owned several of the songs that we've used, literally had them composed for us. But that might have been one of the ones that we licensed from the editing software. So it could be that. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Attacking fans, horrible art, horrible storytelling, horrible characters, pregnant superheroes, culminating into the worst comic book
Superheroes
to
aren't
never
one-time
come
babies?
out. The
Okay,
New
you know what?
Warriors
Hold on,
featuring
pause.
Snowflake and Safe Space.
I will actually give him the Snowflake and Safe Space thing. That was pretty dumb. I'm not gonna
What?
lie. What
Yeah,
he
that
just said.
seems
Are
a
there
little
actual
weird.
characters named Snowflake and Safe Space?
Yeah.
Oh,
there
Like
were.
they showed art for
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that was a little over the top.
That was pretty dumb. I
That
made
was
a
in
whole-
your face, but there's a reason it never came to fruition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, I think the backlash was just so severe that nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't. If they made a comic book character that had those names, honestly, I really wouldn't care though. Like I wouldn't make a video about it. I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous, right?
I mean,
Like,
I mean, ridiculous as it is, it's not going to live rent free in my head.
yeah.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
not gonna lose sleep over it like these dumbasses.
yeah, what is that? Let's get that out of there.
Reason is obvious because for the vast majority of shows on all streaming services, the viewership is extraordinarily low. Speaking of extraordinarily low, let's go to Thor Love and Thunder's second week. Because we have a firm stance against misinformation on this platform, we need to correct an error by Box Office Mojo and John Campia. According to Box Office Mojo, Thor: Love and Thunder's worldwide box office after its second week was $712,971,136.
This is a huge success for Thor: Love and Thunder and Marvel.
Yeah.
Massive success. I saw a couple people online trying to put, because they're Marvel haters, and they try to put as much of a negative spin on everything. Thor 4 box office disappoints. It's the biggest opening in the franchise's history. What the are you talking about?
The actual box office was just under $500 million after a 68% drop here in the States and a 53% drop internationally. Now, to John Campia's credit, he did take down this thumbnail. Thor: Love and Thunder did have the biggest opening of the franchise, and it also had the biggest drop in its second week of the franchise. Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong. I thought this film would hit $1 billion, and clearly it's not. And even if it did, it wouldn't change the fact that it's a bad film. So what's that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Well, that's the arrogance of Disney, Marvel, and Kevin Feige. Seeing that most of you didn't watch the show, this may surprise you. Miss Marvel is now the MCU's first official mutant.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes.
God forbid.
Like a mutation.
So last year I paid nothing for electricity, and I actually made money.
That right there was nerd.
I thought that was a clip. I thought that was a clip from the video.
I did too.
And this is what I meant to play. This is actually John Campia talking about, not really, but for the joke wise. So this is John Campia's response to what he just said.
You fucking moron! You are a fucking human piece of shit and a disgrace!
John Campia summed it up perfectly. Back to Nerd Erotic. There we go. It was like a... oh, Jesus.
Did you guys hear about Will Smith's apology, by
Which
the way?
will be the MCU's biggest whiff in its history. No, it's not Namor, although he's going to show up in Wakanda forever. And oh my God. And here's art of Ironheart, who is going to replace Tony Stark. I would say now would be the time to push the panic button, Disney Marvel. While it's still early, and I'm not saying the sky is falling on Marvel just yet,
but you are.
There are cracks in the foundation that are eventually going to collapse.
Tony, but no one
it's a
else
cultural
ever said
shift,
that. They have
and
similar
it's inevitable.
brain power
you can feel
and
it. I
ideas,
can
but
feel
no one
it. The
said she's trying to
corporate
replace
access
them.
media and corporate Hollywood can feel it. Just look what we have coming down the road. She-Hulk, which should have been probably one of their best shows with one of their best characters, turned into intersexual feminist dribble.
Oh, I'm not a superhero.
He said should have been, but the show's not even fucking out yet.
Yeah, they're basing it on the trailer CGI, which, by the way, I emailed. Now, hear me out. I want to clear this up by myself.
Okay, go ahead.
I reached out to Jeffrey Ford, who is a Marvel Studios lead editor. You may know him for works like all the Captain America movies, all the Avengers movies, every single Avenger movie to date, actually. And he is partly responsible for the I Am Iron Man line, that at the end, right? So, and he worked on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and which later became Captain America and the Winter Soldier. But I asked him about the She-Hulk thing, right? The CGI. And because he had said something to me about the Spider-Man movies, because he had edited No Way Home. He was on, I forgot to bring that up. So he did No Way Home as well. He's also done Thor and Iron Man 3. Yeah, Iron Man 3, I know. But so that was just one. We'll give him that one pass. Every other film he did was a success. But I asked him about the She-Hulk thing because he had mentioned on Spider-Man that they are working on the visual effects and even editing and mixing sound all until the last day, right? Till the last day. And even they were working on Spider-Man's music to like different format, because you have all these formats of audio. So they were still mixing the day the movie released up until 3 days into it. So Marvel does a lot that we don't even know about. right? Like, because you think once the first trailer hits, like, yeah, maybe there's a little more work to be done. No, there's a lot of work to be done. They don't stop. So, I mean, that's, for them to make this whole She-Hulk argument, like the CGI is going to ruin it. Trust me, these aren't the fully rendered shots.
No.
These trailers are also cut. They weren't cut the day before it came out. They were cut a month, 2-3 months ago, right? Way before the visual effects were locked, right? So, like, they have no idea about the movie making process. Did they go to film school? No. Like, you got to know what the movie making process is like.
Damn, you pulled out the whiskey.
I'm at that point now where I need to start drinking. Otherwise, my head is
that
gonna like.
No,
it's not. It's not whiskey. It's bootlegger.
Oh, okay.
But I'm at that point where if I don't drink, my head's gonna explode.
Yeah, this is the last thing, and we got 2 minutes left. So
10 adult orphans.
And the next two films after that are honestly what I have been praying for the last 2 years, split into two. A-Force, the practically all-female Wakanda Forever, and the Marvels. Think about it. The last 3 movies were Marvel heavy hitters. Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Thor. And outside of a character that they don't own, Doctor Strange and Thor underperformed. But I'm sure Echo and Agatha Harkness will turn things around.
I'm
You
so
can't
confused.
compare
What?
Doctor Strange and Thor to what Spider-Man did because people have been waiting years for this.
Not only that, Doctor Strange cracked
Again,
just under
what's
$1
left of the
billion.
comic
That's
industry
fucking stupid.
foreshadowed all of this, having to resort to things like conflating their sales with kids' books, manga, and technical manuals. They have drawings, count them as comics too. But it's not all dark, my friends. Sure, all the stories we grew up with and loved have been torn to pieces, but what will rise from the ashes is you. To echo what Razorfist said, create your own culture. The Daily Wire's doing it with Gina Carano and others.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
The queen, Gina.
I can't tell.
Drink.
I was about to say I can't tell if he actually hates Gina Carano or if he just has a hard on for her. Like, which one is it?
Oh,
like is he hate fucking with her? Like,
By the way,
what is the deal?
shout out Meta, my man. I've been missing you. Meta is part of the channel to some capacity. We do a lot of collaboration and a lot of work together. And he took some time off. So I miss you, buddy. I hope you're starting to get there. Just seeing you in the chat seems like it's a point in the right direction. So
is doing it. Shadversity is doing it. Razorfist is doing it. And Eric July. At time of recording, the Rippaverse is at $2,576,699.64. Because Eric July understands the one thing that the access media, big corporate Hollywood, and big tech have completely forgotten. The power has and always will be with you. So on further review, the assessment that the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4, or the MCU Phase 4, is about guilt and consequences is applicable. And you could apply it to big Hollywood, big tech, and the shrinking corporate media, because they came up against the one thing they should never be in competition with, the paying customer. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe.
No!
If you didn't like what you heard,
I did not like what I heard. I will not be
Refuse.
subscribing.
Refuse,
nor
refuse,
do I want
refuse.
any more of that in my life. For the night.
I actually like my brain cells, and that's why I don't watch his stupid ass normally.
So yeah, I can't do any more of it for the night. So I'm probably gonna.
My uncle collapsed from a brain tumor a few months ago. He's still alive, but I feel like if I continue watching that fucker, I might collapse from a brain tumor.
Oh my god!
You and me both.
Terrible.
Holy shit.
All right, guys. Last thoughts on content creators like this, and just what are your thoughts? Is it unbelievable to you that these guys can continue to thrive and hit these 133,000 views and these unbelievably huge platforms that they've it's obviously the rising boat lifted. I mean, the rising tide. God, I can't talk today.
They've broken Tyler.
The rising tide lifted all their ships. You know, so it's just what do you guys thoughts on this?
I'll let you guys go first. I'm still trying to process the stupidity that I just saw. Oh God.
And then let me
first.
Say what, Phil?
I said
This
ladies
whole
first.
thing is just so okay. So for me, I don't normally pay attention to any people like this. I just learned about Ryan today. He's fucking trash. On like when I follow people, I try to follow people that bolster other people, that like find these minority groups and push them up, give them a platform. So that's what I try to do, and I think that's what other people should try to do. Stop sharing shit about Ryan and his fucking trash. And then when you find someone that's combating that, like, or trying to do something good, like their post, like share their shit. Try to drown out all the hate by just posting and resharing and retweeting and just telling people about all the good things that people are trying to do. And I know it's not gonna be fucking easy, because with the last couple elections, we learned that people really like to hate. And when we had that certain person in charge for a while, it kind of gave a lot of people in our country license to like air out their hate and feel safe about it. Where before, yeah, I bet that hate was still there, no doubt, but we didn't feel like we're safe to say it out loud because we shouldn't be fucking saying it or thinking it. But now it's just out there, so it's not going to be easy to it's not going to be easy to fix. I don't know if we can, but I just know for me, I ignore that shit. And each time I see something that is posting something good or like fair, it doesn't even have to be good, fucking fair. Be fair when you judge Carol Danvers versus Brie Larson. Do you hate Carol Danvers or do you hate Brie Larson? Because I don't mind Brie Larson. I don't really care for Carol Danvers. Her character was a little annoying for me. But
I enjoy
that. Doesn't make me think anything bad about Brie Larson, because she's not Carol fucking Danvers. She's playing her for, I don't know, 15 hours a day on set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that.
People can't separate actors from their character sometimes, and that's a huge problem.
That is
but there is just this whole thing where it seems like people think that they have a license to be fucking rude.
Yeah. I would love, I mean, I could go into that so much further. I've talked to actors who like literally say that. They're like Mark Pellegrino is a good friend at this point. He's saying that to me all the time. He's like, sadly about the Supernatural fan base is they can't separate me from Lucifer.
Oof.
It's like, yeah, I play a character on screen, right? Like, that's it. That's the line. I go home at the end of every day. Like, that's what I do for a living, right? He's like, and he's like, and honestly, I had it before when I was Jacob from Lost. That was arguably even worse at one point, because the Lost fan base was huge. Lost was like the original Game of Thrones. Everyone was always watching it. Even
Game of Thrones, it happened to Joffrey, the little child actor that played him, and then people attacked and said awful things to a fucking child, and it's like, what? For real? Do you not understand that this is a kid?
Yeah.
He just went on to play dress up and pretend to be another character.
What
How
about
are you
this?
hating him?
What about this, right? What about this? Fucking people. I'm going to go a right angle here, but to the female aspect of it, right? The female actress, Millie Bobby Brown, right? She turned 18 like 3 to 4 weeks ago, maybe like a month, 2 months, I'm not sure. Very short time frame. And there was already posts about her rocking a bikini at the beach with her boyfriend. Like, oh, she was looking super sexy. It's like, dude,
that's
what
creepy.
The fuck?
That's fucking creepy.
And then there's a whole
You've
group of
been
people that come
watching
out.
her since she was a little girl.
But then even on top of that, there's a whole group of people that will come out and say that she shouldn't be wearing a bikini. She looks like a slut. She needs to make sure that she's a good example for all these other young girls, and she needs to keep her clothes on. It's like, she is 18 and she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah,
if she wants to go pull a Miley Cyrus, go for it. People wonder why Miley Cyrus did that, because her whole fucking life people were telling her that she's goddamn Hannah Montana, and she's like, but that's who I play on TV. When I get off, I'm Miley Cyrus. I'm gonna go shave my fucking hair and do weird dances with.
I'm gonna do what I want, and you can't say shit about it.
And people get so mad. It's like, I get that some people start out on Disney or Nickelodeon or their kids, but it's like, you have to let them grow up and you can't shame them for doing it and say, no, you have to be a good example to all these younger girls. Cause it's like, those younger girls are growing up. They'll find new heroes or people to look up to if you don't want them to look up to these girls. But it's like, also, these girls are going to grow up too. Let them look up to girls that are like them. We don't need to be perfect all the time. Like, anytime I see posts about people, like, they're like, that girl's not wearing enough clothes. It's like, that girl's making the choice that she wants to show her body. She can do it.
Yeah.
Ryan dropping some hard facts right here.
Yeah, that's why I kept it up for so long. So those Geeks and Gamers channels are hateful. I get that things are not perfect with fandom, nor have they ever been now, but you don't have to crap on everything and ruin for people who just want to watch a movie. And for a lot of us, we just want to go, we just want to watch our Disney shows, our Disney Plus Marvel shows, Star Wars shows. We just want to watch our shit. Have maybe if an episode isn't good, we can critique it. Yeah, we can talk about why it wasn't, that's our job as the audience, is to dictate what we liked and what we didn't like, right? That's how stakeholders work, right? So if you're a stakeholder, you're not a stockholder. You don't have an investment in the company of a financial, like you didn't buy into the company, but as a stakeholder, you're directly responsible for what the company wants to provide, right? So what you want is what they want to give you. Now, that's always been, there's been a little discourse, but for the most part, I think they do a good job, right? Like, all these studios of trying to do their best with, telling diverse stories. Have we lost a little bit of that, and we're like trying to hit the nostalgia button a little too much? Yeah, but is the superhero genre a bad thing? No, like all these directors like Scorsese and shit, like they like say it's not real movie. It's not real cinema. The fuck it's not.
Yeah, but you'll sit there and make the same fucking gangster movie every goddamn year if you could.
Right.
Yeah. Stupid
It's
ass.
like this genre has actually helped people going back to the theaters in droves. Scorsese can't do that. He can, but Scorsese, people will go to see his movies, but he's not the reason that movie theaters are fucking jammed up right now, right? They're jammed up to go see these Marvel movies, to go see these DC movies. Yeah, like do I think that films like Spotlight, right? Do I think things like like smaller, not as big, like dramas or comedies. Comedy's so fun to see in theaters, right? Like an actual like labeled comedy, right?
It depends if the comedy's good or not. That's the problem.
Well, that's not
comedy's
that's not,
also subjective.
Yeah, but that's not even the point, right? We don't like some of the movies that we go see that comic books. I'm talking about like a good comedy is fun to watch on screen, right? Or a good horror movie's nice to watch in theaters because you're reacting with that audience. There's something about being in the crowd that's just it's serene.
It's enchanting. Like I just got out of Nope today. I went and saw Nope before coming on stream.
Amazing.
Dude, we were having a fucking blast. Everybody
we're gonna do that?
was having a blast.
We're gonna do that review
for
remember we talked about doing the review for Nope together.
Oh yeah. We can still do that.
Well, you do your own, and then you can do one with me.
Oh yeah,
like because I need a little help because I haven't seen his other movies and stuff, and like
I can come in and help. I got to get off, and once we're done, I got to write the script for my review, and then I got to film it.
All right.
So,
but all right, let's wrap up. So Phil, what do you think? And what are your overall thoughts on channels like this, platforms like this? Being given the right, by YouTube to continue on making money and making a lot of it.
They're deplorable. They are absolutely disgusting. They are deplorable. Their bullshit should not be at all entertained. And the saddest part is they have a following. I think it's sad. I think YouTube should get rid of them. But hey, it's the sad reality that we live in. The best thing you can do and I don't mean that like, I guess what I'm saying is like the best thing to do is acknowledge it, call it out for what it is, and just hope that people with a brain are able to comprehend it and come to the understanding that, hey, this is not fucking cool. Like the MCU, that has got to be the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I mean, I saw him tweet some shit about like one of the Lord of the Rings of Power characters being on like a hostess box and it being called white chalk. And I'm just like, dude, you are just so open with your racist. I'm just fucking tired of you.
Well, the problem is they're so very veiled with their racism that, you know, if you're not really paying attention to what they're saying, you're not going to catch the fact that it's racist, which there are a lot of people that do that. They're like, oh, they're just being edgy. Oh, they're just being, you know, they're just saying that to try and get a reaction out of people. No, they're just very fucking racist and they're trying to hide that from people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a great way of looking at it.
I told Tyler, I was like, I guarantee if I rip that hoodie off of Jeremy, I'd find some fucking skinhead tattoos plastered all over him or something. Because holy shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Phil. Continue.
It's fine. That's kind of really all I had to say because I got to get ready to bounce too. I'm recording a podcast here in a minute with my co-host Craig.
Alrighty. Well, it was good to have you, man. And I really, you know, you're always welcome here.
Yeah.
Always.
We'll absolutely have to set something up. I've been meaning
you
to
know,
just.
Yeah, I've been around a lot lately, so you know, if you ever want to come over there as well.
Tyler's had me on his show every Friday now, which I've kind of become a regular. So
yeah. It's been fun.
It was a lot of fun talking to you guys, especially calling out this bullshit because obviously, you know, hate is unacceptable in many forms. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks again, Ty, for the invite.
You too. Hey, have a good podcast.
Link, but yeah. Take it easy, guys.
Bye, Phil.
Bye.
All right, last but not least.
The unbiased, not toxic movie nerd. Anyway, I thought I'd add that in there just to let everybody know we're not all assholes.
No, we're not.
But yeah, just to kind of add on to what Phil said, people like this do not need to be entertained. They definitely do not deserve a platform. And people like Ryan, the fact that they still have a platform, even when they're so openly blatant with their racism and their bigotry, it's fucking stupid and appalling that they have an audience because the shit that comes out of their mouth, like I said, Tyler, me and you say some shit like that, we wouldn't have a platform.
We would be canceled on the spot.
We would be canceled in a heartbeat. Those 500 subscribers I've worked for the past year to get, gone immediately. All the shit you've done all the way up through film school, gone immediately.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. I can't believe that they're allowed to get away with this. And, you know, just that bullshit message that they constantly preach about how, you know, wokeness and feminism and, you know, the MCU and it's fucking stupid. Like none of that is killing the film industry. None of that is ruining fandoms. That what's really ruining fandom are people like Jeremy and Ryan, you know, that do nothing but act negative and preach and spout their fucking negative rhetoric onto everybody. And it makes people like us, people that actually love movies and love entertainment and love these comics and love these Marvel, DC, Star Wars films, whatever you're into, people that love cinema in general, people like Jeremy and Ryan make us look terrible. They really do.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, they wouldn't have a platform. Like if I was head of YouTube right now, I would ban every single one of them and make it to where they could not make another channel ever again.
Interesting.
I can't stand them, man. You be surprised how many times I'll open up YouTube sometimes and one of their videos will randomly pop up in my recommended. I'm like, like, why are you recommending to me this shit? Why?
Ugh.
Just so I can so I can listen to them bitch and whine about a show that's not even out yet.
Yeah.
So I can listen to them.
Yeah, definitely don't take that recommendation.
So I can listen to them bitch and whine about a female character who has no overall bearing on the story whatsoever, or just their backstory. Like that shit with fucking America Chavez's parents. That's one scene in the whole movie.
Dude.
They made hold on.
No, hold on. Because there was a scene, it was a blink and you'll miss it scene, literally,
in Lightyear.
No, not even that one. That's another one.
Oh,
but
sorry.
there's a blink and you'll miss it scene in one of the Disney Plus shows. I think it was, fuck, why can't I remember which one? Oh, it's Hawkeye, where one of the LARPers that's helping is a police officer, and she says that her girlfriend gave her a bag.
Oh, I do remember
Literally,
this. Yeah.
Literally just said, my girlfriend gave me the bag, and then the scene moved on, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else to it.
But you got people like
ridiculed it.
Yeah, you got people like Jeremy and Ryan that will latch onto shit like that and make it sound like the entire show is about that specific thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. They're, like I said, just to end off my point, their negativity and their rhetoric is what's killing fandoms. That's what's killing the film industry. And that they don't deserve their followers or their platform. They're pieces of shit, and something has got to be done about them.
Yeah. So with that being, I guess, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Where can they find y'all, Unbiased Movie Nerd?
You guys can find me at the official Unbiased Movie Nerd YouTube channel. I just saw Nope today, so I post reviews on all the latest movies releasing. I even do throwback videos from movies that are already out. I recently just did one for Twilight, which I actually really enjoyed talking about that movie. It was a lot of fun.
That's so funny.
I'm actually getting ready to start a new series called The Monthly Rundown. Basically, what I'm going to do is at the start of every month, I'm going to start filming maybe little 1-minute segments of just, maybe what I'm doing throughout the day. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to merge it all together. And it's just going to be one big compilation of what goes on in my life outside of YouTube. So people will kind of get to see, where I come from, what I'm about. I'm curious to see what it's about. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, it's just a little fun experiment that I want to try. But yeah, official Unbiased Movie Nerd channel. Go check me out. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new.
Disha?
You can find me at Disha's Always Watching on YouTube. I review movies, or I don't review shit. I react to movies and TV shows and trailers. I just did Stranger Things episode 4. I'm super behind, but I don't care. That's when I'm on. It's so fun. But yeah, go check that shit out. It's great.
I'm going to do my outro with like this kind of mic.
No problem.
No, I just think it looks more newscastery. So
what's it called? Hold on.
I swapped my mic out because the Shure, like I just want to give it a break, and I want to, swap. I rotate through.
Tyler, what's a good handheld mic? I thought about buying one.
Samson, baby. The Samson Q2. They come in. I bought 2 of them, but they're USB and XLR. So you not only can you use it as a USB mic, but you can use it. You can get an audio box, and you can also use it as an XLR mic. So it's dual. So that way, because when you have a microphone like this, right? I brought this to Comic-Con so I could do the interviews with it, like red carpet,
Yeah.
Whatever. So I can hold it. I didn't end up doing that, but it was whatever. But yeah, these are the best ones because
I thought about doing another thing where I interview people outside my local theater going in.
You have to get the theater's approval for that. And
I've already talked to them, and they said yes. I just don't have the equipment to do so.
Yeah, man. I had to sign a contract to do movies from inside Showcase Cinemas. Like I had to do. You can go back and watch them. Like I have a playlist, but I did a lot of the pandemic movies because I presented my case to Showcase Cinemas, and I said, you don't have a big enough presence online, and people aren't going to the movies right now because it's the pandemic. I was like, let me come do shows from here and show people that I'm not afraid to be here, that it's safe, that you've taken precautions. They installed these like crazy air vents that like filter the air in the theater. So we helped promote all that stuff, and it was really fun to do. I haven't done one in a while, but I want to get back to it. But
I've already talked to a manager, and plus my theater's just a simple Regal theater. It's not like some big private thing, but they told me yes, I just need the right setup and equipment to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, that's it for tonight. Fucking love you guys. Make sure to hit that like button. Share the show on social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow us on all social media, which all the links are in the description below. And if you could become a member of the show, it definitely helps support us. Just remember, man, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. I'll see you guys next time. I'm not sure when that's going to be exactly yet, but it'll be very soon, either tomorrow or the next day. And we'll talk then. Love y'all.